If you're looking or you're applying to a sales internship at Procter & Gamble P&G, I'll be walking through what my internship was like so you can get a better idea of what to expect. For those of you who don't know, P&G is one of the largest CPG companies in the entire world. They have the most notable cleaning brands like Olay, Swiffer, Old Spice, Gillette, Dawn, Crest, and other top cleaning brands. I've also posted another video of what the sales internship interview process looks like, so I'll put that link in the description below. Let's get right into it. For starters, as a sales intern, you're playing a supporting role to an existing account manager who is managing a particular set of categories or brands at P&G at a particular retailer. For example, my manager was responsible for growing the home care category at a top retailer called Metro by selling in and collaborating on growth strategies with the retailer. The first 2 weeks of the internship is you doing trainings and you being assigned your category, account, and the manager that you'll be working with. You'll spend these 2 weeks getting well versed with what P&G is all about, their brands, and their core strategy that they're targeting. You'll also do a few mock presentations in order for you to polish up your communication skills. Once the training is complete, the real job begins. But before we get into that, it's important for you to understand what influence an account manager has at the retailer. We call it DPSM. Starting with distribution, as an account manager, you're making sure that your products are in as many stores as possible at your retailer. Then we have pricing, so analyzing different pricing strategies to make optimal pricing recommendations at the retailer. Do keep in mind that pricing is at the sole discretion of the retailer, so we can only make recommendations. We also have influence over shelving, and this is where you're making optimal shelving recommendations at the retailer. Things like guiding them on which products should be at eye level, which products should be at the bottom of the shelf, and using shopper psychology to get that point across. And lastly, we have merchandising. This is where you as an account manager, you're given a trade spend or budget that would be used to purchase flyer ads like front pages, back pages, and other in-store marketing executions. Depending on what your manager's priorities are and where they're at with their retailer or account, you'll be given 3 major projects. So for example, during my internship, I had to do a shelving recommendation for Metro on the home care category, where I was responsible for taking a look at our shelf sales data, identifying key gaps and opportunities, and making a recommendation on which products to add, keep, or remove. This recommendation was usually tied to a revenue opportunity or size of prize for the retailer. That project required me to analyze point of sale or POS data that we got from Nielsen, where they basically have the full transaction history at every single retailer for every single product that's been purchased. Using this data, I'd manipulate it on Excel using VLOOKUPs and pivot tables in order for me to identify key opportunities and insights. That's just an example of one of the projects that I had. In addition to that, you're expected to contribute to weekly team meetings and really growing the organization by improving team culture, by doing events and things like that. Your manager and other multifunctionals that you collaborate with play a huge role in determining whether or not you're going to be called back full time. Before the end of the internship, you also have to do a final presentation where you walk through the key projects that you worked on, the key learnings that you had in your overall internship experience. You can kind of consider that as like a final interview to determine whether or not you get that full-time offer. On the last day of the internship, this is when you find out whether or not you're going to be getting called back full-time for an account manager role, regardless of which you probably had an awesome experience and got really great content that you can talk about in your future interviews. Luckily, I was called back full-time, and in one of my next videos, I'll be walking through what I did as a sales account manager at P&G. Until next time, keep hustling.